everyone, this is Lauren from My Counselor here at Plexus. And in today's workshop video, we're going to talk about what is a brag sheet. So you may have asked your teacher or a coach or a supervisor for a letter of recommendation, and they said yes, but they're also asking for a brag sheet to help them to write your letter of recommendation. So brag sheets act as a summary for your recommenders. It helps to think about who you are and what makes you special, and this reminds your recommenders of this. It's a tool to help start the writing process for personal statements and scholarship essays as well. So you can also use your brag sheet for yourself if you need to write a personal statement or need inspiration for a scholarship essay. You want to share with those who plan to write your letters of recommendation. So even if someone doesn't ask you for a brag sheet and they're writing you a letter of recommendation, you still want to give a brag sheet to help support them. A brag sheet will also remind them of who you are and help them craft a strong letter. Your recommender may have only known you for a year or two, and they may want to get to know you in other aspects of your life. And so the brag sheet will help remind them and help them learn more about you so that you know that you will have a strong letter of recommendation. So just like you, recommenders are busy people. And so you want to keep in mind that they may be writing letters for multiple students during application season. If they're a teacher, they're still teaching their classes Monday through Friday. If it's one of your coaches, they're still coaching teams after school. Or if you've asked a former boss, they are still working full-time, and so you do want to keep in mind their schedule. You can help them craft the very best recommendation possible by providing them with the relevant details, meaning depending on what the letter of recommendation is for, whether that's for admissions to a college or you are seeking a internship or a part-time job, then they can hone in on what's relevant to what you're aspiring for. They are not substitutes for letters of recommendation. So your brag sheet is not what you will be submitting, but they are helping your recommenders craft that letter of recommendation for you. So there's certain information that you want to include in your brag sheet. And so some of that information is your name and your contact information, where you go to school, your overall GPA, your standardized test scores, what activities you're involved in, and so that can be clubs on campus, sports that you play, extracurricular clubs that you are a leader or a participant in, and anything else that you're involved in outside of school as well. Work experience, awards, and your goals for the future are also really helpful. And just keep in mind that anything that you add should be there intentionally. And so your goal is for your recommender to understand more about you. So you don't have to create your brag sheet from scratch. You can Google brag sheet for high school students, and there should be plenty of examples that pop up. We also have this example here that you see available for you, and that is linked in the college readiness report, or you can always ask my counselor and they can send it over to you. But this allows you to see everything that you need to include, and everything that your recommender needs can be all laid out in this example here. So you do want to keep in mind that when you give your brag sheet, you are still giving plenty of time for your recommender to write you a letter of recommendation. You know the deadline of when you need to submit your letters of recommendation, and so you don't want to give your brag sheet to your recommender last minute. This is a very important document, and I'm sure that they will value it. And you do want to give this to them shortly after saying yes to writing a letter of recommendation for you. So that concludes the video. Before we go. If you haven't already, then please download the Plexus app. This allows you to get instant notifications from my counselor and also your college timeline. If you already have the app and you've experienced using Plexus through the app, then please rate and review. A written review is really appreciated, and we appreciate your honest feedback, whether that's positive or constructive. And lastly, if you have any questions about this video, whether it's about what to include in the brag sheet or how to ask about it, then feel free to chat with my counselor. We're also here for you to answer any of your college journey questions. And so hopefully you found this video helpful, and we'll see you in